Hey everyone, welcome back to episode 3 of Thoughts in the Car. My name is Brett Basham, and today I wanted to share with you guys a concept that has really helped me in my personal and professional life as far as how to manage my time, how to prioritize things on my schedule in my personal life and professional life, but also they've really helped me hone in on my perspective, putting the main things in my life at the forefront, and then also the things that aren't as important that tend to suck a lot of our time away from the things that are important and sending them to the back and using those on a minimal basis. And this is a concept called big rocks first. I'm sure you have heard it. There's many variations out there, but there's one piece of information that I think is important that's left out of the original that I want to add in, kind of put my own spin on it, because I think this is very important in today's day and age. And so we'll get to that in a second. But first, I want to remind you all to like, comment, subscribe. You can do those down below. It's really going to help us to continue to get the message out there and create the positive impact we're looking to create. And with that said, let's go ahead and get it going, hit the music, and let's roll. As I mentioned in the open, this concept is called big rocks first, and I think the originator of it was a guy in personal and leadership development named Stephen Covey, who wrote 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, which is a phenomenal book. But so this concept is not one, I'm not smart enough to think of something like this on my own, but I do have one piece that I think is not in the original concept, but I think is really important nowadays when we talk about how we manage and balance our lives between our professional lives and our personal lives, and really just our schedules and lives in general. So with that said, let's kind of go ahead and get into the demonstration. So I've got this jar, and this jar represents your life and your schedule, let's just say. And for a lot of folks, they tend to pack their lives and pack their schedules with things that aren't really that important, and they don't really get them closer to any specific goal, and they tend to just suck the energy and the life right out of them, and they look up at the end of the day and they're like, where did all my time go? Well, a lot of your time is spent on these things that are really not important at all, which is going to be represented by this sand. And these are things like social media, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, those things that may provide entertainment in the moment, but in the grand scheme of things, they can just suck the life right out of you and leave you at the end of the day saying, where did all my time go? Then next, a lot of folks will then spend their time on things that are important. However, they tend to just suck up a ton of our energy. These are things that are going to be represented by these little pebbles here. But these things are going to be things that take place at work, like meetings that take an hour and could be done over an email. We call those death by meeting. So those things that could be done by email, but you spend hours of your time in the office meeting about absolutely nothing and could be sent in an email. These are things like busy work and doing things that are important to the overall job or overall to your life, but they aren't the main thing. So then you get to this point, and you've got the sand, which represents the things that aren't important at all. and that take up so much of your time. Then you have the pebbles that are representative of the tasks that take place that are, they're important to the overall goal, but at the same time just can be a real big time suck, which leaves minimal room at the top for what's really important. Have you ever felt when you go through your day, let's just say at work or through the course of your day, and you feel super busy and you feel exhausted, but also like you feel like you haven't gotten anything accomplished? I feel those days all the time, and usually when I feel that way, it's because I've done things in this order, which when you think about that and then try to incorporate the big rocks, which are your family, your health, friends and other important relationships, your religion, your faith, big projects maybe you have at work, and, other important things, you realize that you're trying to cram all the important things in at the end, and there's really no room for them. I want to try to change your perspective a little bit, and let's think about how we can rearrange our priorities utilizing the same concept so that we can prioritize our time a little bit better. Now let's look at this from a different perspective. I still have my jar, which represents, again, my life, my schedule, but instead of putting the unimportant things first, I'm going to be intentional about putting the most important things in my life at the beginning, at the forefront, and being intentional about those. So that's time with my wife and my daughter. That's time in my faith. That's time working on my health, whether it's working out or eating better, things like that. So I'm going to put those first. So then watch what happens. Next, I want to take the pebbles that were representing the second tier of things that are important, but they're not the most important things. They still need to be done, but they're not the most important things in your life. And I pour those into my schedule. Now I still have a ton of room left to where I can implement some of those things I was talking about earlier that were just a time suck. Some of those, if I have some extra time, I can scroll on social media, or I can do some of those things that maybe bring me some entertainment, and they can bring a little bit of relief to what may be a stressful day or something like that. But there's one thing that I want to add to the original concept of Big Rocks first, and that is the concept of space. And I think we get so caught up in the daily hamster wheel that is life, where we're just going and going and going. There's a whole lot of doing, but not a whole lot of being. And what I mean by that is we get caught up in the stresses and we're going, going, going. We need to take a step back and have some space for ourselves just to be there with our thoughts, decompress, de-stress, re-tap into our creative freedoms that maybe we've neglected because we're on this hamster wheel, and recognize that the balance sometimes between our professional and personal lives is sometimes blended, skewed a little bit. So I think that the concept of space is something that we need to add in there, because if you add all those elements into the jar, they all fit with plenty of room, but they're in there pretty compact, pretty tight. We need some space for ourselves so that we can decompress, recharge, and get ready to take on another day. So, with that said, I hope you got something out of that today. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, let us know how we're doing. And in the meantime, Hope to have something up for you guys next week. And in the meantime, don't forget to tell the ones that you love the most in the world, have that be a big rock, is to tell them that you love them.